Hey everybody, welcome to season 2, episode 20 of the Speakeasy Gentlemen. Last episode of the season, guys.
Woo. That goes by so fast, man.
Last episode of 2018 too. I was gonna say 2019. I don't even know what you
I'm so ready for it.
So if you haven't seen the show before, what we do is drink and talk like we would at a bar, but we're also far away, so we do it here. My name's Josh. I am in Spokane, Washington. My brother Pierce down there is in Phoenix, Arizona. David's in Santa Ana, California. And our guest today, Mr. Matt Pless. So Matt, I didn't know about the time difference. I remember that you were from the East Coast, but you're like in Maryland or something, right?
Yeah, Baltimore.
Yeah, we almost didn't have Matt today because he was thinking 6 Eastern, and I was like, yeah, 6 Pacific. So glad you were able to make it, man.
Yeah, man, thanks.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time. So we have tons of stuff to talk about. I got some first, what we're going to do is kind of a weird, definitely different than our normal show, but we're going to have this short form interview with Matt Pless before he has to go. And then we're going to have someone else join us for the second half of the show. And we're going to talk about news, reboots, remakes, and sequels like we always do. A new segment called Keep in Contact. This is going to be fun. I don't know if I got their buy-in yet, but we're going to do it anyway. What's new on Netflix and Hulu? Spokane News. And then a couple other things. So it's going to be pretty fun. But first, we have holiday drinks for today's show. I am going to drink SoCo and eggnog. So I'm going to make that now. Pierce, what do you have? Nothing?
I have an Angry Orchard that I could drink. It's not really holiday themed, but
no, it's not even. Come on.
It's alcoholic. I'll go with it.
Matt, do you have anything to drink, Matt?
I have this wine.
Nice.
What it is? It was in the fridge.
Nice. Oh, this looks weird.
Yeah, I told you, man. It curdles, right? When you.
Why? It's not. It's already curdled. It's just. You're right. I mean, like there's just a thick layer of SoCo or a thin layer, I should say, of SoCo up top.
See, you get confused with thick and thin.
What do you got? What do you got there, David?
Same. Well, almost the same thing. I'm drinking actually this E&J VSOP. What VSOP? I don't know what.
Yeah,
VSOP?
you just say VSOP. Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah, I call it VSOP because
VSOP.
Well, I mean VSOP. That's a lot of shit. I don't want to say. It's a VSOP.
All right.
Done.
So, and eggnog, right?
Yeah, the Altadena. I never had the Altadena brand. Ooh.
All right, fellas. So before we get the show started, I have a cheers for you guys. Since it's a holiday, it's our show right before Christmas. Here's my cheers. You're born in pain, you live in fear, you die alone. Merry Christmas.
Sick.
That seems more like an attack on me personally, Josh.
Cheers.
Wow. Okay.
All right, so let's kick the show off getting to know our guests. So, Matt, I have this segment called Wait a Minute, where I put 60 seconds on the clock, and I ask you rapid-fire questions. You just answer them as quickly as possible, one-liners if you can. Sometimes we'll get into this segment where I ask someone a question, and then I'll ask them like the second question, and then that goes an entire minute plus. So let's see how many we could get through. But we got a few questions for you. Ready for a rapid-fire round of questions?
Sure.
They're easy, I promise. All right, so here we go. 1, 2, 3. So what were you like in high school?
Cooler than I am now.
Cooler than you are now? Pineapple on pizza, yay or nay?
Salami.
So no pineapple? Have you ever jumped a train? You a train hopper?
I've hopped one before.
Nice. What was the worst job you ever had?
This interview.
Oh, cool. Best gig you've ever had?
This interview.
Also this interview, nice. Musical inspiration?
Your theme song. Do you have one?
Yeah, we do. Let's see here. What was the last thing you Googled?
Oh, man. Oh. Just the word. Oh.
Oh, okay. Cool.
OH.
Android or iPhone?
Landline.
Cool. Have you ever ridden a motorcycle?
A motorcycle rode me.
Okay. And that is our minute. You actually made it pretty far through that. Good job.
Yeah.
You have a favorite flavor of Top Ramen?
Top ramen? I like the bottom part of it.
The part that's like all
right,
the
good.
salt and stuff that didn't mix in.
Yeah, I used to crush it up when I was poor. I'm still not poor, but I'm not poor, but I'm not doing well. Huh?
Well, nobody's really doing well anyway.
Well, yeah. So like, I used to crush up the ramen and just put the dust in it and shake it up and eat it dry.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Yeah, we used to do that. We used to do that as kids,
Yeah.
huh, Pierce?
fuck it.
There was like this weird silver package. I don't even know what the fuck it was called. But it was this weird silver package that was like kind of spicy and sour, and we used to do it with that. You remember what that was, Pierce? It was like all reflective.
No, I just
Anyway,
no. It's a packet of seasoning. Is that what you're talking about?
no, the silver packet. It was like ramen, but it wasn't ramen.
I don't know.
Okay, never mind. Anyway, so Matt, what you been up to? You just went on a European tour, right?
Yeah.
So what was that like?
It was wild. I mean, anyone's first time in Europe, I'm sure, or anywhere in the world they haven't been is probably cool. I can't say that mine was any different. You know, just people knew my songs in pretty much every city, and so at least a person came out at every show, which was kind of amazing to me. I didn't expect that. You know, and you know, Europe's cool because like there's just like all these like random castles everywhere sitting on some hill while you're driving down the highway, and like it's either crumbling in ruins or it's a tourist trap. And I would think when we were driving, I'd be like, man, no matter how like big your empire is, everything crumbles, everything ends, and you know, you're just gonna end up a fucking tourist trap with overpriced t-shirts on top of the hill.
Would you ever like their wolf, their castle?
The fuck are you talking
What
about?
are you talking about? David?
Frankenstein?
What?
Young Frankenstein?
Oh, Young
okay.
Frankenstein.
Guys are
Gotcha.
fucking dumbasses.
All right.
You went down and you tried actual absinthe, right?
Ooh.
Yeah.
It was not all it's hyped up to be, right?
Well, the whole thing is that the chemical or the thing in absinthe back in the day that made you really like hallucinate or gave you what's up?
Was the laudanum, right?
Yeah. And they don't put that in the absinthe nowadays to the degree they used to put it in the old school stuff. So you don't really like get a lot of it or enough to trip. And what I read, like if you drink too much of it, like it can kill you. So they keep it pretty safe, but you get pretty drunk fairly fast off of absinthe. And you know, it's just a fun deal to watch how it's prepared, and it's cool.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
There's the whole like sugar cube thing and bloop, bloop.
Oh, I saw God in the sugar cube. Just kidding. There is no sugar cube.
I thought there was. They like melted the sugar cube on the fucking on top of it.
I know. I was making like, you know, there is no God in this game.
All right. Anyway, so when do you really start not like getting into music, but when do you start, you know, taking it seriously and touring and starting to try to record, you know, stuff like that?
Back in high school. Well, no. I mean, I wrote songs when I was in like third grade. I used to write these like totally a cappella, just like songs trying to be like the band The Monkees, and I used to just sing them in front of my class at the end of every week. And after that, like, you know, I just I used to mess around on like little keyboards and stuff in my house, and I started my first band in high school, and we played like, you know, punk, like pop punk, old Green Day type stuff. And
Yeah. That's a huge difference from what you play now, because you're kind of like a folky DIY type of thing, right?
It was like punk.
Well, yeah. I mean, you know, it's just hard to like carry all that equipment by yourself, so you got to figure out a way around.
Oh yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
No, I got into like Bob Dylan and like John Prine and Bright Eyes and all these solo people once my band broke up, and like I just didn't feel like starting another one because, you know, I had already replaced like 2 members twice, and you know, I was just like, I'm gonna do this solo. That way, if I screw it up, it's my fault and not like somebody else's because they got like a drug problem or went to college or got married or something.
All those screw ups going to college and shit.
Ruin their lives, man. Shit.
Yeah.
Starting families.
Throwing away their careers.
That means,
For families.
right? That's stupid.
Idiots.
I'll drink
Drink to
that.
that.
More for me and you, right? So I saw there's been times where you toured with like Whitney and stuff, right? From Days and Days.
Oh, no, we haven't toured together. We just hung out at shows. We've randomly been in the same spot.
Oh, cool.
We hung out in Vegas for like a week one time and just like partied for like, you know, 5 days. Like got like 7 hours of sleep. Like, but No, yeah, Whitney's cool. I'd like to tour with her someday. Maybe that'll happen. I don't know. But yeah,
Yeah. I think Days and Days was like right about when I got into listening to, you know, people from that scene. I think the first band I really heard was Blackbird Rom. That kind of introduced me into that, and then yeah, just kind of went crazy from there. And then we're gonna have, I don't know if you know him, Hambone, Rifleman.
Yes, I played.
Yeah, so I've known him forever. He always carries around this $2 bill in his wallet that I gave him a long ass time ago. But yeah, we're gonna have him on the show, but you know, schedules and shit haven't been working out. But yeah, I've been hanging out around that scene for a while now. But yeah, it's pretty cool, man. I know a lot of people compare you. You mentioned Dylan earlier. A lot of people compare you to kind of like a newer Bob Dylan, you know, like with your style.
Yeah, we have the same amount of money.
I think he's singing a lot better than he does now, though. He's like, is this just like gibberish?
It's so depressing to hear him now because he used to have like this high voice, and now he's like forgetful. Yeah, he's like a crusty.
Like, do you smoke cigarettes or just
Bob Dylan, crust punk.
Crusty the ground.
yeah, crust punk is what he is.
Okay.
Anyway, man, like a lot of your songs have, you know, so much meaning behind your lyrics. You know, it's never really like poppy, just flashy stuff. There's a lot of meaning behind what you write. When did you? I mean, you write like a lot of poetry and stuff. Like, when did you get into writing so deep?
Oh, I don't know. It just kind of happened. I started writing what was on my mind, and over the years, you know, I wait for that like thing to happen where I'm just like, oh, that like a cool line just came to me, and I don't know how I know that it's going to be a line that needs to be made into a song, but I just know it, and then I put off of that. And usually, my instinct is right, and people usually like what I put out. So yeah, I don't have an answer to that. I don't know. I just write what comes to my head, and it seems to have grown over the years, I guess.
Do you have like a scheduled like writing like routine, or do you just write when it hits you, like inspiration? Like you don't really have a schedule.
I have to consult my manager for that.
All right.
But
I didn't want to get involved or anything. That's your manager?
yeah. He's been around a while. But hang on. Okay. He says there is no writing schedule. I just wait for Matt Pless just waits for his manager to pull the string.
Got it. Well, tell him we said thank you for his service. Like, he's doing a great job.
Doing a great job.
Fucking David.
What?
He's gonna give you some coke now.
That's a good manager. That's a good manager.
But
Cheers.
It makes a lot of sense now. That's the person I've been talking to get you on the show, right?
I know that.
Anyway, you said that people in other countries know your songs and stuff. What's your like most notable song? With Afraid Wind, that's one that you play a lot, right? With Afraid Wind Blows?
Afraid Wind seems to be quite popular. That one and Ashtray and the Crayon song off the top of my head are ones that people consistently ask to hear. But yeah, I'd say one of those three might be my bigger ones. There's a lot of people that's what that means.
So I know we did like an audio test earlier. You think you could give us a song?
Yeah, sure. I'll do a song.
Hell yeah.
Let's get some panties and like get ready to throw them at him.
That's only you, David.
I don't even wear underwear, dumbass. Everyone knows that.
Joke's on you.
This is my brother. He's in a band too called the Sharp Shadows. They're in Brooklyn.
Sharp Shadows?
Sharp Shadows.
Oh.
He said, did you say shark?
Sharp.
No,
Sharp Shadows.
Sharp Shadows.
He's bringing me wine tonight, so.
Hell yeah.
Here you go, here's a bottle. Oh, sick. All right. We're gonna a bottle of wine and then shoot a music video. Bye, guys.
Yeah.
He's got an assistant.
Manager and an assistant?
Oh, man. You got a good manager, man. He knows what he's doing. Anyway, this thing called Love. It's on my new album, and it's a protest song against my ex. No, I don't trust this thing called love as far as I can see. The moment that I open up, my heart it breaks on me. I always take it as it comes. I ramble and I roam. You tell me I should settle down and make myself at home. Yes, if I ever take that chance, my darling, I'd stay true. But in the end, I'd pay the price and owe it all to you. No, I don't trust this thing called love. It never comes for free. But when I give myself away, my heart, it breaks on me. Yes, on the surface I'll insist I'm better off alone. But secretly I hope I'll find someone to call my own. So this is how the story goes, it always ends the same. If I can be your tumbleweed, you'll be my ball and chain. No, I don't trust this thing called love, they say it's all you need. But when I think I've had enough, my heart it breaks on me. Yes, every time push comes to shove, my heart it breaks on me.
Nice.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Thanks.
That's
I
hella
think that
good.
it was kind of short, and I figured we could have more time to talk.
Yeah, dude, that's great. See,
Great, man.
I think it's awesome, but I think at the very end, if I could add a note, I think you should just be like, "Fuck you, Karen."
Throw it in
Add that
there.
in right at the
That'd have
end.
been great.
I think if she found out I forgot her name and called her Karen, she'd be even more pissed.
Gave me a bunch of crap about me not listening to her enough. I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention.
That's how it's into me.
Man, so you said this is your newest album that came out. How do people access that? I know you're on Spotify too, right?
Yeah, I'm on Spotify, but the album is not out yet. It's being mixed, but this song is on it, so it's sort of unreleased as of now.
Ooh, we got a special treatment.
Ladies
Yeah.
and gentlemen, exclusive.
You heard it here first.
My last album is called Catch Me If You Can, and that's on Spotify and iTunes and all that stuff.
Sounds good.
Yeah, that's awesome. What? So, I heard that like the Eagles moved to #1 with album sales because they're getting played. So they're not actually selling their albums anymore, but now they're getting played so much that it like 10 plays equal like a single sale, and like 1,000 plays equal an album sale or something like that. Everything's moving to like digital now, basically. So do you get some sort of credit for how many plays you have for your songs and stuff?
Yeah, they give you a platinum thumb drive every time you have 500,000 streams.
and a handshake?
No, they don't do that. That's the record industry. They don't do this shit. No, I don't know. I don't get anything. I get a stick of gum after every 500,000 streams. It's about all it affords.
Good.
Are you associated? If do you have like your own channel? I don't have Spotify. I've never done it before.
Oh, yeah.
Is it like Pandora where you have a channel?
You can like make playlists and stuff, and like be like sort of a DJ but not talking. I don't really do that. I just put my songs up, and I have a profile, and maybe I should make a playlist, but I just I don't have the time to sit and do that in the midst of everything else in life. But I should probably get on doing that.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of things moving digital now. I mean, that's what kind of sucks about it, Like, it's not like you could go sell CDs and really get a lot of people to grab them, because my car doesn't even have a fucking CD player anymore. You know what I mean?
Man,
Yeah, dude, my car my fucking computer right here does not even have a CD player, or not that I know.
CD drive,
I can't
dude.
see one. I don't see a
But
disc.
Are you using it as a cup holder? You're like, hey, check it out.
This retractable
for?
cup holder. Yeah, that kind of sucks though, man. Everything's moving to digital, so it's so hard for people to get it unless you're really promoting out there digitally.
Yeah, I mean, I like vinyl the most, so I kind of buy vinyl. But I think definitely the digital world makes it easier for people to access and hear about unknown people, you know. So that's kind of cool.
Double-edged sword kind of thing. It's a double-edged sword kind of thing, yeah, right?
Yeah, totally. All the best things are, I suppose.
Yeah, that's where it's going though. You can't stop it at this point.
Yeah. You know, people are always like, you know, I really want to listen to something on vinyl. It's going to be like, you know, I really want to listen to something in its original CD form. It sounds so much better.
One day it might get there. They'll be like, yeah, these nostalgia. They'll be like, well, an original CD. Like, you can sell it for like $20 at your DIY shows. It'll be like a big.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. I actually just found a Walkman that I've had since I was like 10 years old. Still fucking works, too.
Nice.
Oh, got the anti-skip lock and shit on it. Some fancy stuff, man.
Anti-skip, ooh.
That was always the worst when you're like listening to your CD player and it skips. I had a cheap one. Like trying to listen to Green Day and it's just like, all of a sudden you're on like the third song. Oh, what happened?
Does anybody else still do that? Like no matter what, like my phone sometimes when it gets slow, I just hit it on the side of the table.
No.
I'm like, oh, okay, good. Like you remember like old TVs?
I remember that with TVs.
You hit your fucking phone on the table?
Yeah.
That's why it gets slow.
No, it's slow and then I hit it on the side of the table and then it works fine.
That's not how new technology works, David.
When David gets something wrong, he just like bangs his head on the wall.
He does, you know, he does this a lot. You notice that when we make him think about something, he's like,
no, sometimes I just get really irritated. I can't hide it and they just get really,
irritated about being stupid.
It's your voice, actually.
Oh, good. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, man. You have albums out on Spotify. Is there any other way to get to you, to hear your music, to see where you're touring? You have like a website. We find you on Facebook. What do we do?
Yeah, there's a website, www.mattpless.com. There's a YouTube channel. There's an Instagram. There's a Facebook. There's a Snapchat. There's Google. I mean, it's all there. You know, so 2018, you can find me.
Shit. All right, so mattpless.com, I guess. We'll put that in the description also, so follow that link. I know he did play one song for us, but there are tons of other songs that he has that are just amazing. I know I sent the group one before, and if you just sit down and just listen to the lyrics alone, it's just great. I don't mean to, I'm not trying to kiss your ass or anything, but for real.
Well, I mean, like, the song we just heard was really good. I really like the acoustic guitar. It's like,
yeah. It's actually, he's not playing it. It's just he just hits play. He just hits play on a radio and then he sings along to it.
I thought the manager was also the guitarist.
Yeah, well, that's a guitarist right there.
Yeah, he's playing the strings.
You play any other? Oh, you do. I was gonna ask if you play any other instruments. You play the harmonica too, right?
Yeah, I play the harmonica and I can get away with bass. A little bit.
I was gonna ask if
strange.
Started whistling. I was like, you don't have a little like overhead brace to like play like Dylan on the harmonica when you're playing the guitar?
Oh, I do, but I didn't bring it down with me. I decided, just keep that out of my face and just like whistle. I'm trying to push folk punk to the next level with whistling.
Bring it back whistling, huh?
Hey, what's up, kitty cat? Come here, be on TV. You want to be famous?
Oh, well, David's distracted for the rest of the show.
Yeah. I like when guests have pets, man. That's cool.
I like that you have pets.
So Matt, I know that we kind of pushed it a little bit early and we're ending a little bit early, but you said you were recording a music video. That's why you got to go, right? Can you tell us about that before you do go?
Yeah. I'm doing a music video down in Baltimore City at my old apartment. And it's going to be a very simple video, but I'm hoping people think it's cool. Yeah, I can't say much else about it because it just won't sound interesting unless you watch it, but it'll be out soon. It's for this song called Black Eyed Susan that's off of my new album.
Is that about a different ex?
Yeah.
The new album's called Cheap Shots on the Rocks. It's all about my last relationship.
Damn.
Must have been a rocky one.
Must have done a number on you, huh? Some Philly break your heart? No, it was a girl.
Well, everybody gets their heart broken once in a while, but duct tape fixes everything.
Right?
Until your car with it. Maybe.
Thanks. Alcohol, since it's always good.
Matt, we really appreciate having you on the show, man. Let's see if we could do this again and go through the full show if you ever get a chance. We're coming back next season, and it'd be fucking great to have you back on and get to know you more and go through the real show, man. Because I think it'd be a lot of fun.
And man, drop a music video here.
Hey, totally. I'd be down with doing that. Let's set it up in the next handful of months once my album's out, and now that I know I can make Skype work, we'll do this.
Yeah, for sure, man. And anytime you get anything, we'll make sure we share it to our page, let our people know. But yeah, thanks again for being on.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it, man. Good luck with everything.
Right on, man. Take care, y'all. Thank you.
You too.
So everybody else, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with Jeremiah. Are we back? Hold on. Hey, everybody. Welcome to part 2 of episode 20. So we have Jeremiah. You guys may remember Jeremiah from episode 6, our St. Patrick's Day episode of this year. We got him back. It's always great to have Jeremiah on. We have tons of stuff to talk about today and some cool stuff to talk about with Jeremiah. I wonder if we should do 60 seconds with Jeremiah. What do you think?
What's new with you?
I'm not ready.
Can I change these? I'm going to change these questions up on the fly.
Oh, good. I won't feel pressured at all.
Well, I'll do. What's your favorite voice to do? And you could say Daniel Stern because you sound just like. Wait, what am I doing?
Daniel Stern?
The wet bandits.
That's not my favorite, though.
I'm telling you, that's your normal voice. You don't like doing your own voice?
No, I hate it.
Pierce, do you remember the Wonder Years?
Yes.
The voiceover for the Wonder Years.
Okay.
That's Daniel Stern.
Okay.
And he's also from Home Alone. He's the one with the curly hair. He's obviously not. What's his face?
Joe Pesci.
Not
Joe
The
Pesci.
tall guy. He's the tall guy.
Oh shit! I was about to say something I shouldn't have said.
A casino quote.
Yeah. Glad thing or good thing? Glad thing. Glad thing I cut it.
Guys?
That is not.
How do you spell his name?
Daniel. His name is not David.
Oh my god, dude.
He searched David.
Don't do this. Don't do this. It's a new year. New year.
I know this guy.
Look right there where he's dressed as the Cubs.
Yeah,
That's,
I've seen him.
Year.
I've seen him in a movie where he's like acting crazy. I'm not sure if the movie.
That's like every fucking movie.
Yeah, I guess that's his character.
Yeah, he's definitely typecasted. True. All right, Jeremiah. Let's do 60 seconds with Jeremiah in a segment I like to call Wait a Minute. You ready?
No, let's do it.
All right, here we go. What were you like in high school?
A nerd.
Okay, so same as now. Pineapples
Exactly.
on pizza. Same right. Pineapples on pizza. Yeah.
What are you talking about? I am manly as shit, dude.
Yeah. Square up, little G.
Pineapples on pizza?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and take back that last statement. Have you ever? Oh wait, no.
You sounded sad to admit that. Yeah.
Worst job you ever had? Let's not talk about that either.
No, actually, I was a dishwasher for a nursing home. That was one of the worst jobs I've ever had
sounds
in my
horrible.
life. It was.
Did you wash? Did you wash like plates? Son of a
Anything washing dishes related sucks.
I was gonna say plates, pans, bed pans. I was trying to make a bed pans joke.
I am not putting a bedpan in a dishwasher. That shit ain't happening.
Oh man.
But yeah, that was bad.
All right. Okay. What's your favorite? Son of a bitch.
All right, Josh.
Should I ask all the questions? I'll ask them and then I'll answer
favorite flavor of top ramen. That's my last question because I can't read or talk today. So.
Oh God! See, I haven't eaten top ramen since I was a college student. So
must be nice being rich,
right?
Yeah, I know. But I gotta say, when I was in college, I ate beef pretty much every day.
Wait, college? Today. Were you in Matt's band?
Good God!
Never mind. Oh, you get it because one of his people left. Never mind. Anyway, what was your favorite flavor? What'd you say? Oriental?
Beef.
Oh, you're one of David's. I think everybody else said chicken, except for you.
Chicken. I like creamy chicken.
Chicken is boring, yeah.
I like creamy chicken.
I know. Look, I put Worcestershire sauce in it.
I will say the flavor that I like is probably one of the hardest to find. Is the creamy chicken.
What?
Creamy chicken. Lime chili shrimp doesn't exist anymore.
Huh?
No,
I never liked shrimp. There was a spicy one that had no shrimp, right?
Maybe
chili flavor.
Chili chicken.
Lime chili chicken. I like that too.
I don't think it was chicken flavor. I just remember seeing a lime and chili, and that was it. There was no chickens.
Well, welcome to our show. If you haven't heard it before, what we do is sit and talk about top ramen.
I was like, why are you doing this intro? Like, we've already started the show, Josh. Stop.
I think what we're gonna do is like, if we ever get off subject, I'm just gonna redo our intro. I'm just gonna keep doing it.
Stupid.
Or just skip to the ending. You know?
Yeah.
So have you guys ever watched the show Between Two Ferns?
Yes.
Zach Galifianakis.
Yeah.
I stole a joke from his show and I use it all the fucking time. He's like, it looks like the camera adds 10 pounds and it looks like you ate about 5 cameras or some shit like that. Anyway, the reason why I bring it up is they're making that into a movie.
Between Two Ferns?
Between Two Ferns is going to be a movie.
Interesting.
On the shoulders of Netflix because, they have all the money in the world. Even though, 20 people signed onto my account. Take that, Netflix.
Shit, they could be watching.
Well, nowadays they know about it and they just give you a limit.
Yeah, they're just like, fuck it. How many profiles do you want?
I mean, that's smart of them. If you think about it, instead of just banning all the other users, they were like, hey, I get it. People are going to use your account, so let's just make it a reasonable limit.
Yeah, four screens at one time.
4 skins?
Yep, that's right.
All of them. All of the skins.
All the skins.
I'm kind of wondering though, what would that be like? Because it's just like a short. If you guys haven't seen Between Two Ferns before, fucking David, what it is it's a pretty short interview where he just sandbags the shit out of his guests. He just makes fun of them the whole time, talks all kinds of shit, and just there was one with him and Jerry Seinfeld, and he basically just Cardi B came on, and then he kicked Jerry Seinfeld off the show. And he gave Cardi B a hug and a goodbye gift, and then he was like, "Oh, that's nice that she got that." And he just treats Jerry like shit the whole time. That'd be weird to do long form, right?
I think Zach Galifianakis just didn't give a shit when he started that thing. He was like, "I'm gonna start this comedy interview, and it's just gonna be funny as hell. People are gonna."
Probably meant as just a joke, and then it took off.
Yeah.
I think obviously it's all staged anyway.
Yeah, Funny or Die tries that stuff out a lot though. There's some things that are really funny on Funny
or Die,
or they die. Yeah, I remember there was one with Will Ferrell and his daughter, this little kid who's acting to be the landlord, and she's like, "Get your shit out," and it's this little seriously 2-year-old. Yeah,
you'll be evicted. He's like, "Stop, you're mean." He's like, "You live on the streets."
Why are you gotta be so mean? And it's just this tiny little kid.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Jeremiah?
I said that's one of my favorite skits. I love that one.
Yeah, it's fucking hilarious.
I like the one that he had with Justin Bieber, where he just shit on Justin Bieber the entire. I mean, that's what he does, but it was pretty great.
Will Ferrell or Zach Galifianakis?
I'm talking about Between Two Ferns.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh,
I don't think I've seen that one.
You should see it. Pretty good.
I think the only ones I saw were with him. He did Brad Pitt and Bradley Cooper.
Oh yeah.
In Two Ferns. Those are pretty funny.
There was one. The one that I just quoted was Steve Carell from The Office. Michael Scott. All right. Anyway,
You lost us.
you guys don't know who Steve Carell is?
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
we all know who Steve Carell is.
Virgin. Okay.
Yeah.
That's all you needed to know. There wasn't more to
I
know.
like that one where
There's
he's like
nothing behind the scenes.
plays an uncle, Little Miss Sunshine.
Oh yeah, that was a good movie.
I guess he was their dad, not their uncle.
He was our uncle.
Oh,
You're right.
just kidding.
But anyway, there was another thing before we move on. There was another thing that I watched. I don't remember what it was from, but it had David Cross on it. You know who David Cross is?
Yes.
No.
And Pierce will pull that up so Pierce could see.
Yes,
you don't
I do know David Cross.
So I had David Cross.
Oh, that guy.
He was doing a show called it was a live call-in show, or it was a call-in show, but it wasn't live.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah.
it was a call-in show, but it wasn't live.
Like,
so you called in, but you called in for next week. So it aired a week later after it filmed. That's David Cross for everybody who is wondering. I'm sure you've seen him like Alvin and the Chipmunks. He does a ton of voices. So anyway, he's like, it's not a live call-in show. So he's basically, it starts off with this episode and people are calling in, and then he's like, they're calling in talking about their pets, and he's like, no, we're talking about grandparents today. If you want to talk about pets, you should have called last week when we were talking about garbage men. And then he just keeps talking about that, right? And then he just gets super fed up and starts like screaming at the camera, and then it backtracks. So he's like, today we're talking about pets. You should have called when we were talking about garbage men, right? Or called now to talk about grandparents, which is our topic for next week. And he just keeps doing this. So it keeps backtracking where he's like, we're talking about garbage men. You should have called last week when we were talking about whatever. So it goes all the way back to the very first episode. And he's like, we're talking about, racial segregation. And he was like, we didn't have any calls, but this doesn't air till next week. So, I think it's going to be really great. I think this is going to be a great show, and we'll see how it goes. And as it backtracks, where he's like screaming at the camera, because every show he screams, and he just slowly starts losing hair too. Yeah, I'll throw that on our Facebook so you guys can see, because it's super fucking funny. It's like a really good idea for a skit. Yeah, good.
I
love it.
Great.
So did you guys hear about Carlton from Fresh Prince?
Yes.
What's his name? Alfonso Ribeira.
Yeah.
I heard about this.
He's suing Fortnite for the Carlton. That's not unusual. You know what I'm talking about?
Can you copyright a dance move?
I don't.
If he did it, if you can, I think you can, but I don't know.
You could probably copyright like the Carlton. Go for that. But
Like
not
the
the
name
move
of
itself. Yeah, if they call it the Carlton, yeah.
It's called the Fresh. So obviously it's like a play on Fresh Prince, because it's called the Fresh. You could buy it for 800 V-bucks, which I guess is the currency of Fortnite, or $8 real dollars. So $8 real dollars. So they're actually selling it for cash.
It's been used in
making
plenty
profit.
of games too. I saw this video with like all the highlights of all the games it's been used in, and obviously Fortnite's huge, so now he cares.
Like NBA and shit. I think he started to fuss about it being an NBA too. But anyway, his past kind of came back to bite him in the ass a little bit, because he admitted that he stole the dance from
two different people, right?
Two different people, from Courtney Cox. Courtney Cox in Dancing in the Dark, which is a Bruce Springsteen music video, and Eddie Murphy, because I guess he was doing a white man dance. That's what he called it. And that's what it was. So he was like, yeah, I was thinking about some goofy dance, and he basically admitted to stealing it. Like, straight out. He was like, yeah, I totally stole it from him.
Wants to some attention, some publicity. He's like, oh, I'm still here, guys. Like,
maybe he needs
he
money.
wants some money, yeah, dude.
Does he not make money off of Fresh Prince?
I think all that went to Bill. It's like that one episode.
Hey, how do you find Will Smith in the snow? Follow the Fresh Prince.
Oh,
Oh!
Remember that?
I knew.
Oh, dude, this stuff looks terrible.
You got to mix it around, dude. Yeah, it looks...
If I drink this and then drink some beer, it's gonna like react really weird.
Oh yeah, no.
Dude, I'm drinking.
Don't recommend it.
I'm already like about here on the eggnog part, so I kind of pretty sure I want to throw.
I'm almost done.
So isn't like eggnog originally alcoholic? I don't understand the whole history of it.
You know what I learned about though? Yule. You know what Yule is?
Yul Brynner. I love that guy.
Like Yuletide Carol. You know?
Sounds gross.
Yule is actually what Christmas was, like what Christmas originated from, and it originally was to celebrate.
This is his birthday. We all know.
Odin. Is it Odin?
Odin?
I think
Odin's
it was
Raven.
Odin. I think it was Odin, but it was not. I mean, it was basically stolen by Christianity, saying that it's about Jesus and stuff. But all of their shit, like there's all these things, that directly correlate to things we do now. Even like mistletoe was something that they used during Yule before Christmas was even created.
You had real missiles?
Fucking David.
Yeah.
This is, I can tell you 100%, this is not going to be good because I've already had some beer and I already have like this weird reaction going on.
Are you allergic to?
I got myself some hot buttered rum because I was feeling festive.
What is that? What's hot buttered rum?
Hot buttered rum?
Butter and rum. Duh.
You've never had hot buttered rum?
No, I know out here a lot of people ask about it. This is definitely like a northern thing. Like back in California, I've never even fucking heard of it.
Oh, okay.
Trying to say that just because I'm from the South, I'm stupid.
But yeah, give us a little rundown.
All right.
Let me see. Spices, cream. I think there's cream. It's usually you can go to the store and you can buy some hot buttered rum mix, and then you just pick your rum and add it to it.
Yeah, it just comes in like a little thing similar to like a sour cream container.
So do you drink it hot?
Exactly. You do drink it hot.
Okay.
Do you add butter? Where's the butter come from?
I think it's cows. It's usually butter does come from cows or goats. No, I think it's not an actual butter, but it's more of a cream, or it's kind of like the consistency of
a lard.
Yeah.
Of a David?
Of a David.
Lard.
Lard ass.
Yeah. You got this dad bod going on here.
So it's festive and alcoholic.
No kids though.
I gotta try it sometime.
That's pretty cool. I'll try it. Yeah, let's try it. They also drink what mold.
I'll give Home Ec another shot.
Mold wine.
Mold wine.
Mold.
Yeah.
M-U-L-L. Yeah. Mold.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Mold.
Mold.
What are you saying? I'm saying mold.
Moldy wine.
Am I supposed to say like mold?
Mold
wine? Muled?
Muled.
Let me get some of that muled wine.
Spice cookies.
Anyway, somebody else hopped on the bandwagon of suing Fortnite, and I think they might actually get some residuals for this because it was much better, more credible than the Carlton. It's the backpack kid who did the floss.
Either way,
you know
it's just a dance.
The thing with your, I don't know how to do it, but you do the.
Don't do that.
But he wasn't the first one to do it either.
He wasn't.
No.
He just got.
Yeah, I just saw it yesterday. There was another video that he actually got it from a long time before that.
Oh shit! See, all these people just trying to make money, like wide neck.
Nobody is credible.
Like wide neck and long neck. You guys see those videos?
Dude, those are.
As soon as they popped up, I was just like, I looked at it, no audio. Looked at it for a second, kept scrolling. I was like,
yeah. I was like,
I'm like good.
Wait, I sent that to you.
Then yeah, I didn't watch it.
Just scroll past
Pierce. Poor Pierce. Way to make him feel left out. Oh, you sent that to me, Pierce? Oh, yeah, I didn't even watch it.
I sent it to you too, David.
He probably sends it to the group. He sends it to the group.
I sent it to the whole Speakeasy team.
I put the whole team on mute. I don't give a fuck.
I put the whole team on mute. Shit. This is going great. Speaking of podcasts like ours, did you guys hear that Ron Burgundy is going to have his own podcast?
Ron Burgundy?
Really?
Yeah, Will Ferrell as Ron Burgundy. It's going to be Anchorman podcast.
It's going to be like
when is that?
satire?
Can we get him?
What'd you say, Pierce first and then David?
Is it going to be a satire?
Scripted and everything.
Okay, cool. I could see that working.
What'd you ask, David? When's it coming out?
Yeah, when's it coming out? Then can we get him on the show?
Yeah, totally. It'll be on
iHeartRadio
early 2019 on iHeartRadio is when it's coming out.
So in a couple weeks.
Season 3.
Yeah.
Anchorman's coming out.
The reason why I had Pierce answer first is because as Pierce was answering, I was Googling that to find out when it came out. If I wouldn't have ratted myself out, that would have been seamless.
You shouldn't have done that, dude. You could have been left. Oh, it's fine.
I was just giving everybody a little behind-the-scenes taste, you know?
Josh is going to throw up tonight. It's going to be hilarious.
I am.
It's going to be awesome.
I'm already feeling weird about this, man. It's just like the I don't know what it is.
On your tongue.
Yeah.
You feel that after, like, this is my third one, and I'm like,
I think, honestly, if I eat something like, I'll eat like the Olive Garden soup that has, you know, the heavy whipping cream. Heavy whipping cream in it. Anything that has like cream in it.
So the heavy cream.
I think I have a reaction to like dairy.
So you should have added like should have mixed the eggnog with some non-fat milk to make it thinner, so it'll mix in better.
I don't have non-fat milk.
Well, I'm saying you could have got. Did you have eggnog? You had to buy eggnog. Could have bought non-fat milk with it.
Ricky just bought it on the way home for the show, and all this SoCo. A lot of SoCo. So, I have to drink a lot today though because she just bought me a 12-pack of Stella, and I said today is our last episode, and I wasn't gonna drink in between shows. I'm gonna drink any beer, so now I got to finish all the beer.
Oh gosh.
Now I'm obligated to. So you know, hey, she's mom now, so.
I like a lot of fresh fruit lying around and chocolate chips on my pancakes. Write that down so you don't forget. Hey, Nancy, could you make me a grilled cheese sandwich? You have food in your hand, Dale.
So, you guys may or may not know, but that fancy logo that we have was actually designed by my buddy Jeremiah over here.
Yeah.
And it's fucking great. I think we might tweak it a little bit more for season 3, but it's still pretty fancy.
Apparently, Josh isn't happy with the artwork, so he
no,
wants to
I just had a little bit.
Every season we approve on something.
Did you say approve or improve? Because I heard approve.
Well, I'm not an idiot, so I said approve.
We approve everything.
Approved. All right. Anyway, I do have some artwork of Jeremiah's that I'd like to share with you guys. I sent that to you, Pierce. I know it's closer to the end of the things I sent you. Hey, thanks.
Get out of here.
So here's one. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
It's very good.
What's that there, Jeremiah? Oh wait, we were not supposed to put that one on.
Oh.
It's all good. It's all good.
What am I supposed to put up? This one?
She had a design. Yeah. Everyone but the first one, but she had a design on her shirt. That's all. Let's put that Santa one up. That you did that one pretty recently, right?
Yeah, I just finished that one just a couple days ago.
That one's pretty. You guys looking at that? That's fucking badass.
That is really good.
Go back.
Go back to the hot girl, right?
Like the figure.
He saw me like pulling up the girl. So
there's
Santa
one with
go
ahead.
I was just sitting at my Christmas party with my family, and all of them were having fun, and I was bored out of my mind, so I just sat there and drew.
You didn't draw like Santa putting a revolver to his head, like, oh fuck, I hate.
Well,
this
do you see the reindeer? It's like all.
Yeah, he's trashed. He actually drank too much of your alcoholic eggnog.
Yeah.
So
are you saying, Jeremiah, that you were you using a reference for this at all?
No, I wasn't.
You did that off of your own brain.
Yeah, all of that was
right off the cranium.
Which is really funny because originally when I started drawing the reindeer, it was looking like a jackal with antlers, and it was scaring the hell out of me. So I started tweaking it a little bit, and then my daughter walked up and she says, "It's a cow." Then I realized I had to change it a little bit more. So,
well, it came out looking just like a reindeer to me.
Looks like a moose, but yeah.
I saw a final colored version of it, but that's still freaking amazing.
Yeah, that is really good.
Let's take a look at that other one. What is that, Harley Quinn and...
Okay, this one is like... I feel like I could just open a comic book and this is what I'd see.
Yeah, that is from an old comic book, Wildcats.
I was gonna say that looks like the grifter, right?
It is the grifter and zealot. Yeah.
That is really good.
I was on my lunch at work and started drawing it up.
You draw this shit.
This should be. This looks like this is something that you should do for your work.
Yeah.
Like this should be your job.
How amazing it is! Like, look, yeah, because I did this when I was taking a break, 15-minute break. Look at this beautiful piece of
I did the pencils. I did the pencils while I was on my lunch, but I did the inks when I got home later.
Let me see.
That is ridiculous.
I'm not even gonna bother showing anybody my fucking pencils anymore.
Yeah, I don't show anybody any of my work.
And there's one more digital one we have, which is
wait.
If you're a furry, you're gonna love this.
Oh, I know.
You're in for a real treat.
A real treat.
This one is perfect.
He's not lying about that.
What's the last joke we'll tell, huh?
This one I actually did. So Meg Turney and Jessica Negri, they are YouTube stars and cosplayers, yeah. And they posted on their Instagram or Twitter, I can't remember which one it was, for somebody to draw them a picture of them being furries. So
did you win?
I didn't.
What the fuck?
Actually, Meg Turney, who
won? Let's get that guy on the show.
Let's get him on the show.
Did you even place top 10 or something? Like,
yeah, it was between me and him. I actually sold the original. I sold the original one to him, so I got I think $75 for the pencil sketch.
Wow.
But Meg Turney liked my version, but Jessica Negri decided on the other guys.
Wow.
So.
Yeah.
What a bitch. Hey, so wait, real quick.
Piece of work.
Yeah. Is it is it difficult for you, and is there like a difference that you notice when you're painting in digital, or do you usually do like acrylics or oil painting? What do you do?
So, well, when I started out art, when I was in college, I started out art because I was going into comic books. So almost all of my stuff, it was pen and ink. That's pretty much where I'm drawing to. But acrylics, oil paints, this is really a hobby. So I do them kind of, I don't know, sporadic. I don't really do them very frequently. But the digital art is hard as hell.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's really difficult when you're trying to transition from traditional to the digital. It is not easy.
Fuck.
So there's a lot of people that are amazing at digital art, but they just kind of skip over it, skip over the traditional part, and they went right to digital, or they kind of had a little bit of traditional art beforehand, but they spend most of their time on digital, so it's easier for them.
Hey, David, you should just go straight to digital because you don't have a lot to unlearn, you know?
Do it.
I think only Pierce got that. Anyway. Laugh it up, Chuckles. Have you guys ever seen that show it's a movie? It's on Netflix. I think it's still I think it's on Netflix. It's called Harvey.
Harvey
Not,
do it.
not like Harvey.
What have you done?
It's a really old movie. Who's the guy from the one movie?
That one movie?
Yeah,
I've seen it.
Was it Jimmy Stewart? Jimmy Stewart, right?
James Stewart.
What'd you say?
James Stewart. What movie are you talking about, dude?
I'm talking about a fucking movie called Harvey.
And you're talking about. Do you guys remember?
I just said that.
James fucking Stewart in there when he was called Harvey?
No. Oh shit! I was way off. His name's Wallace.
Stupid fuck.
Wallace Ford. Anyway, you guys will know what I'm talking about if you've ever seen it. But Harvey is a movie about a guy named Elwood who sees a 6-foot-tall invisible rabbit.
Why is it called Harvey if his name is Elwood?
Because the rabbit's name's Harvey. Duh, stupid.
That makes sense.
It's
like
from
Clifford, the big red dog. It's called Clifford because that's the big dog.
I thought it was Emily, the little hope.
You don't call it that little girl's name. Do you even remember that girl's name?
He just
Emily.
Said it. Oh. He just said it.
I guess you do.
After he says, I thought it was called Emily, you're like, do you even know the girl's name?
I didn't know it was still in his personal library.
No, dude. I don't want to get some books.
Remember, He was poor. Remember, all he had was PBS.
Oh well, I figured that was like the reading level he like maxed out at.
That's cool. Really. Dude. It's like what, third grade, second? Oh, something like that. I stopped counting numbers.
Anyway, they're remaking Harvey. It's going to be a Netflix original.
With who?
I don't know the cast. I don't know the cast behind it yet. I'm really curious to see how it plays out, though, because if you watch it, it really fits the time period that it was filmed in, because it's from the 1950s. I don't really know how that would translate to something now. And I don't ever remember seeing Harvey. I think maybe you see a shadow of this 6 foot tall rabbit, but aside from that, you don't see anything. It's basically him just like talking to himself and shit. But it was really good. Everyone thinks he's crazy and shit. It was a really good fucking movie. What's up?
So my niece, I actually, just a couple months ago, I saw a live action play of Harvey at the local high school. And I don't know if it's meant to be a comedy, but it was damn funny.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it kind of you know, flies along the border of
really dark comedy, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little twisted because, you know, people think he's crazy and it gets really weird with his family and shit like that.
All right, sounds good. I'll give him another shot.
It was really good. The play was, at least.
No matter what, David, whenever you say that, it brings a smile to Pierce's face.
Oh, I wasn't even looking.
He's just like, in his mind, you can see him. He's like, there it is.
Right there. It's happening.
All right, that sounds.
Do you have anything Star Wars related, by the way?
No.
Okay, so I have some Star Wars news. They announced like episode. I guess that's episode 9, right? Is that 9?
Yep.
Well,
that's the one that's coming out.
Yes, episode 9 would be.
They announced that it would take place a year after the original, or after the last movie. So that gives them enough time to like develop the plot a little bit.
Get that shit out of our heads.
Hold on. What do you mean by last movie? So it's gonna follow Daisy Ridley, or is it gonna be last movie as in the original last?
No,
movie?
it's gonna follow the newest characters.
Gotcha.
And it's gonna be a year after, so we're gonna get to see like how the Resistance has been doing and like how everyone has been developing over the years. So it's gonna give them a lot of opportunity to introduce like new characters and stuff. So pretty cool.
And hopefully do what they did in The Last Jedi. So
yeah,
hopefully.
After I watched it again, I was like, okay, like I can kind of see where they're going with this. Like I gave it another shot.
Oh.
I don't have this big fucking angry fucking.
I hated it at first. I hated it.
I don't hate it.
I do not have strong opinions. I do not have strong opinions for it. I thought it was just an okay movie. Yeah. That's what I.
For me, it depends on where they go from here. Where are they going to go?
I am fine with agreeing with Jeremiah saying it was okay when it's on Netflix and I don't like click on it like, hey, let's watch this. But I'm not as fired up as this fucker down here. Where are you? There you are.
Hey, me. He's talking about me.
Wait, everybody point.
So what else did you hear about it, Pierce?
Is that it? That's basically it. Just that there's going to be like a year gap, and I'm wondering what they're going to do with that kid at the end, who was like Force sensitive. I'm wondering if he has
Broom Boy.
Yeah, if he has anything to do with the new story, or if he's just Broom Boy.
Do you know that the Asian girl from The Force Awakens is getting like she's getting like cyber-bullied?
She's been just picked on so much for no reason.
Yeah, they're cyberbullying the shit out of her.
I feel so bad for her, dude. Like Star Wars is the first thing I've ever seen her in, so to me, it's like her big fucking deal. And the fact that she's getting bombarded by this toxic face is just so fucking.
Well, she's just an actor. And I will say like her part in the plot was just like a really cheesy like little love thing. But like I was like, what the heck? I thought she was like 12. I was like, what is going on, this grown man?
I thought you people could tell.
Ages let's be real. She's like really, really small, and she has like a very high pitched voice. So I thought she was a kid. And like she also wears like what like poor people wear in Star Wars, so I figured she was like a poor orphan.
Overall, overall.
See, this might be a little bit judgmental, but I was really bummed that her sister died and not her, because I wanted to see a little more of her sister. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree.
Her sister had a better part in the movie for sure.
Yeah, she saved somebody or something.
That was like the beginning was.
She dropped something out of the deal or some shit.
I think she ended up using the Force a little bit, right? I think.
What? I don't know. I don't think so.
She was like reaching. I forget, but I remember she was like reaching
she was just
out
really. I think she was just hoping really hard.
Yeah, probably. She was like, "Wait, maybe I'm Force sensitive."
I'm gonna take a second, real quick, and I'm gonna bring you guys down a little bit. But did you know that the guy who played Jar Jar Binks was also like ridiculously ridiculed to the point where he was like in this severe depression and everything?
Same with Anakin.
Yeah. Well, Hayden Christensen.
No.
I was so envious. I was so envious of that kid because he was like 8 years old, and I knew he was gonna grow up to be with Natalie Portman. And I was like, what the fuck?
I know. I was so pissed.
The kid who plays the younger kid, he was like really, really bullied in school about that.
Well, and then he dove pretty deep into drugs and shit too, right?
I don't know.
Shot of him.
No.
What'd you say?
So doesn't he have like a mugshot of him now?
Yeah, that's what I mean, because he got arrested and shit.
Yeah.
I thought it was because of drugs. I don't know. Anyway,
you never know.
Speaking of stuff on Netflix, Brian Regan's going to be getting his own show, and it is going to be. It was supported by Jerry Seinfeld, so he went there to pitch it with him.
Show or special on Netflix?
A show.
Show.
A show.
Series.
Yeah,
Series.
so it's going to be, from what I heard anyway, I heard an interview with him. It's going to be him saying like, doing like some of his stand-up bits, and then it's going to cut to, whatever the fuck the show's going to be. I don't know what the show's going to be.
So like George Lopez, but Brian Regan.
Kind of like what?
So like George Lopez, but Brian Regan.
I don't know. Does George Lopez do?
Remember he had his own TV show. He's like
I remember he did a show, but did he do stand-up in between?
I don't know. So it'd be like Seinfeld then, huh? Rather.
Well, see, I think Seinfeld only did it for like the first like 2 seasons or something like that, 2 or 3 seasons where he did like the in front of the wall stand-up.
I never got into Seinfeld.
I remember Mom watching it all.
I like how you brought it up and then he was like,
"Never." I'm aware of it. Like,
no, but I think Josh is right. He only did the stand-up part of it. I think he only did that for a few seasons.
Yeah,
I remember that part.
But yes, to answer your question, yes, I shouldn't have specified. Yeah, he totally did. That's something that's parodied a lot, and I think that's why people remember it so much. Either that or the Mandela effect. You know, who knows? Whatever. There's also going to be a film. I wish I could have researched this a little bit more, but it's called Interview with the Killer, and I believe it is going to be John Wayne Gacy, if I'm not mistaken. I'm gonna do some looking up real quick as David talks about John Wayne Gacy.
So John Wayne Gacy, this guy who preyed on children, I think especially little boys. I think he dressed up as Bobo the Clown.
Oh, that one. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so
Interview with the Serial Killer. Sorry, I should have specified. Go ahead, David.
It's like Interview with the Vampire, but John Wayne Gacy.
I think it was loosely based off of John Wayne Gacy's Bobo the Clown. He would dress up in a clown costume and
it definitely caused part of that whole fear around clowns.
Yeah. And they have his shoes that he wore as Bobo the Clown out here in LA at the Museum of Death.
Damn.
They have a lot of cool stuff. It's one of my favorite museums.
Have you ever seen his what's it called? His painting. Well, no, actually we talked about his paintings before, didn't we?
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, they were auctioning them off, yeah. Yeah, he did a bunch of paintings and stuff. But yeah, he I think when he finally got caught, I forget how many kids were buried underneath his house. But they found skeletal remains and human remains, I guess, of children. I think the oldest was maybe 13, I want to say. Early teens for sure. But he preyed on little kids and shit like that.
Damn.
Serial killer, yay.
Speaking of serial killers, David, when are you going to do a serial killer episode of your show? Speaking of episodes of your show, David, when are you going to do an episode of your show episode?
I can't really laugh at this one.
Everything's really. Oh, you
I
too.
know. So hold on, let me give you guys a little bit of a little insider note, by the way.
This
So
is Josh me to do shit. I
don't know if you guys know this. Well, if you guys remember from last week, we were talking about Pierce doing his show, and then I said, Pierce, let's do it after this show, and then he was like, no, I don't have time. So we stayed and talked for until 1 o'clock in the morning. We were still on.
You guys, I noticed today what the call log was when I logged on. I was like, 5 fucking hours,
dude.
I was on there for like 2 or 3, and I was like, I'm out.
So get this. There's gonna be. So we need to do like a Patreon for real, and we need to. It was Pogo the Clown, by the way, David.
You guys are arguing about that last thing.
We're gonna do. Yeah, I think I said Pogo before too, and he was like, no, it's Bobo, and I was like, no, that was Mr. Burns.
Smithers.
Yeah. Anyway. So we were on for that long, and this is why we need to do a Patreon, so we'll get people to have special like before the scenes, after the scenes type of shit. Because swear to God, me and Pierce were going back and forth doing fucking karaoke, and I got so fucking drunk, dude, where I swear I would have gone to fucking jail going to work in the morning, because I had to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I went to sleep at 1:30, and I was still drinking. Remember that? I was like, I showed the bottle.
You had like a whole bottle of scotch that you drank.
I showed the bottle of scotch. I had this much left on the show. I finished that whole thing that night, and like 7 fucking beers, and then had to go to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. It was horse shit. Worst fucking day ever.
I was telling you the whole. So the reason why I said I don't have time is like I just get lazy sometimes, and I don't like to explain. I'm too tired to do the show, and then if I just say I don't have time, it just shuts it down right then and there. Just like to limit my human interaction.
You lied. You stabbed me in the back, right to my face.
I did the same thing again later when I told you were good at singing.
Dude, you should have heard yourself, Pierce. I was like, I thought this kid was good at singing. It was bad, dude.
I had my dad sleeping in the other room at 1 o'clock in the morning. I was basically whispering. I was like,
well, sounds like there's trouble in paradise. Welcome to the show, everybody. This is our last show ever, because Pierce quit.
That's for the show, everybody. Special thanks to the Speakeasy team. Anyway, I also finished a show called Last Man on Earth on Hulu.
With Will Forte?
Will Forte, yeah. Have you seen it?
No.
I'm going to tell you it's really funny, but I'm going to also tell you don't watch it. The reason why I'm telling you don't watch it is because it was one of those fucking shows that I talked about earlier this year that was canceled by Fox.
So you'll just be disappointed?
Yes. Well, the season that was right before the cancellation was a fucking huge cliffhanger. And now I'm super pissed, dude. I'm super pissed. And I'm gonna have to go back and watch our show, because I bet you I mentioned Last Man on Earth, and I was like, I haven't seen that show.
I don't remember.
And then I just decided to watch it, and then didn't even realize that it was canceled. And it seriously leaves off on the hugest fucking cliffhanger.
Holy shit, dude! That sucks. That sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. Sorry for your loss.
But if you're fine,
for you, brother.
It's happened to me.
If you don't want a resolution, and you want to laugh your ass off a lot, then go ahead and watch it, because it is really fucking funny. Will Forte, dude. Honestly, there's some times where I don't really think he's that funny, but this show, he fucking brings it, dude. He fucking he's funny. Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah. Or no.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I have something that I forgot to talk about. Something that I forgot to talk about. But rapper Soulja Boy, you know who Soulja Boy is? Like Soulja Boy and something. Yo, you. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Anyway, he released he's released gaming consoles.
What?
Yeah, Pierce has one of them right here. It is called a Fuse Tomahawk. Which it looks like a weird.
Is it the Y box?
It looks like a weird mix between a PlayStation and a Xbox. It is selling. So it comes with an 8 gig SD card that has 508 games on it, and it's $400.
That's pretty
holy damn.
So not only does he have that, but he also released things like I didn't send you any other images, Pierce, but he's also released things that look like Game Boys and like these weird handheld that ugly as shit. They're all fucking stupid.
Are they selling?
But I don't know. I couldn't even find a way to purchase it. I searched it and I went to like shopping and I couldn't find a way to buy it. But yeah, it's Soulja Boy's line. So I don't know. You guys go ahead and tell me if you would take a gamble and spend $400 fucking dollars. You could buy an Xbox One for like $200 right now.
Yeah, but if this one already has what? How many games were on here on this console already?
Where's this website?
What did I say? Like 508 games.
Soulja Boy's website.
508 games.
No!
They're only ones that are compatible with the Fuse.
Oh fuck! I don't even know. Yeah, I don't know. Now that I think about it,
I can't even find his like.
It's just. Have you seen or David? You probably haven't, but you remember the Amanda Show, where they have like a Blockbuster video instead of Blockbuster video. You guys know what I'm talking about? Nobody.
That's what his whole website.
Sorry, you're on your own.
Anyway, so they basically go back and they record these videos. So like, they say like, Star Wars. They're like, hey, I rented Star Wars and it's not even the movie I asked for. And they're like, you did not ask for Star Wars. You asked for Star Swords. And then it just shows them and they're like, I'm going to hit you with my Star Sword. And they're like, and it's just like a parody of Star Wars. It's super fucking stupid. But his games are probably like that. It's like, this is not Call of Duty. He's like, this isn't Call of Duty. This is Call and Duty. It's better. Bunch of shitty ass games.
I don't know, man. That's crazy. I didn't even know he was.
Of them.
Yeah, I didn't know he was into like video games. It's weird.
Did you know anything about him? Because I have no fucking clue.
Nope. But he just doesn't seem like, I don't know. Most people, it's kind of odd when you see like, people are just like celebrities or whatever into like nerd shit. Like when a celebrity's into like anime or whatever.
Well, I saw he has like a Twitch channel and like a Discord. Those are all like gamer things.
Yeah, what the fuck?
I was thinking he just was into money and he was just like, hey, I could sell this and I have money. 2.5 million followers. I'm gonna post it up on my Insta. You know what I'm saying?
My Insta noodle.
Anyway, I have a recurring segment called Spokane News. Jeremiah, you would share these difficulties with me. I have a few images for you guys. Before we say goodbye to 2018, let's take a look at them. So this one says a caller called reporting that someone shot at them with a flare gun.
I thought you were gonna say before we say goodbye to 2018, let's look at 1200 East Dalton.
Yeah.
Nope. Totally wasn't going to.
Well, gosh,
I never say like the addresses or streets. There, I cut off in my mind. I didn't even read it. In my mind, I cut off the whole first part of the fucking Spokane News. We've been doing it for so long. Yeah, but who the fuck shoots at someone with a flare gun?
Someone who needs help, obviously.
Yeah, why wouldn't you shoot at someone with a flare gun?
Maybe they wanted to get their attention.
That's a serious spectacle.
Just light someone's house on fire. Like, what's wrong? I need help.
Don't worry, I got a flare gun. Like shoots it like right inside the house and just causes a fire. Help is on the way.
You guys go ahead and tell me what your take on this is. Minor train derailment. What the fuck is a minor train derailment?
Let me see.
All right, so that reminds me of the opening scene of what is it? What is that movie?
I don't know. You were telling us.
8.
Look who's talking.
8.
No, that's not the one.
8.
Like
8 Mile.
No, it's what is it?
8.5.
High 8. What is that movie
Hateful
with
Eight.
the
Hateful 8.
Oh, Super 8. It might be Super 8.
It's a Steven Spielberg movie about the alien.
I thought it was right.
Movie.
Super 8.
Did you say Pierce?
I said Hateful 8.
Oh,
The
no.
Hateful Eight.
There weren't no train in that movie.
I didn't watch it.
Oh my god! I think it's on Netflix. Watch it. Give it a watch.
I have not seen that either.
Really?
I'm a big time Quentin Tarantino fan, man, but I haven't.
Apparently not.
Haven't
It
watched
looked dumb when I saw the trailer.
Excuse me? Tarantino does not make dumb movies.
I don't know. Man.
Oh, no, he's right.
Watch tongue.
I haven't seen it, so I can't.
You shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
That's it. Go comatose for me, baby.
All right,
no, you guys should both watch it. Actually, it's really good.
I have another Spokane news for you guys. This one, hold up alarm. For Hale, who is angry about not getting beer. He broke
Josh,
down the door and was
you?
armed with a knife.
Yeah. That's you. Update, Josh.
He was so mad about not getting beer that he broke down a door with a knife. Threatening motherfucker.
No, look at him. He's 4'10". He's
4'10", yeah,
Freaking
It
short
says
man
it,
syndrome,
it also
man.
says it also says. Oh wait, never mind. Anyway,
Gray sweater walking away with a female.
little boy, like, I didn't get beer. Oh shit, dude! What if like he's 4'10", so he's tiny, and they were like, this ID isn't real. That that would fucking, oh man, that would piss somebody off. Maybe that's. So let me tell you guys one thing. I always talk about
4'10", that's a short guy.
I always talk about Spokane news, but I decided to take a trip somewhere else. And let me tell you, David, it took me like 30 fucking minutes to find a funny Santa Ana story because everything was about murder. Everything.
Dude, I don't joke around.
There was not one fun. I mean, ours is like people getting stabbed and shit, but this is just basically like father of 2 died yesterday. You know, fucking father of 1 got murdered outside of his house, and like everything was just so sad.
It is no fucking
so
joke.
sad the whole time.
There's times when we're doing the podcast and I can hear like gunshots and helicopters going on outside my window. I'm like, I swear to God, dude, every fucking night, gunshots, helicopters, sirens, every fucking night. And yes, there are a lot of deaths that happen here in Santa Ana, dude.
If you got hit by a stray bullet on the show,
that would be fucking.
That would viral shit.
That would be 1. I'd be dead. I don't have to worry about anything ever again. 2, need the views. Be like, holy shit, this guy died on live stream. Look, I made you guys. I would be doing nothing. I would literally die on the show, and you would have done the
best thing for the show.
Yeah. David went out like
he would have immediately made up
nothing.
for all the work he doesn't do.
It would be so fucking perfect, dude.
Fuck. Hopefully you get shot. Anyway, I found something for you. Santa Ana man pleads guilty to shining laser at police helicopter. Good. This guy, a 35-year-old, was arrested and faces, I forgot how much time it was. I think it was like
5 years.
5 years in prison. Is that what it was?
Yep.
For a laser at a helicopter?
For fucking shining a laser at a helicopter, dude.
Well, they come by so often. It's like, dude, fuck off. Go elsewhere.
That isn't. I mean, I'm pretty sure I've fucking done that before, dude.
How did they track him down?
You know how many people have done that?
Did he hold it there? Like, the laser is just like, okay, the cops are like triangulating the laser, like, it's from here.
You're shining it at motherfuckers from the helicopter, and they're like, oh, it came from over there. It's not really that hard.
What did they do? Get on loudspeaker? Sir, could you just stay right where you are? We have police on the way. Just keep staying there.
They tracked it down to his backyard. So I don't know what they use for that shit, but they're fucking on top of it.
Hey, there's a reason it's called the eye in the sky, man.
True. They just landed right in his backyard. They're like, hey, fucker. Get him.
And Pierce, I looked at some Phoenix news, but there's nothing interesting in Phoenix, so I can't find anything.
There is nothing interesting.
He's like searching for a photo. He's like, wait, you sent me Phoenix news?
The most interesting thing was you looking for a photo that doesn't exist.
So, hold on. There actually was some things, but it wasn't really. I didn't send it to you. So, Hello Kitty Kawaii Mart is visiting Phoenix. So,
I heard about that. Actually,
it's like a little.
Yeah, I've actually heard about that.
It is news. It is news.
It is news.
This fucking truck is visiting Phoenix. That's news.
Oh my god, that's amazing!
I really can't wait.
I have a lot of friends that are going to be so excited for that, so I gotta keep an eye on that for when they come to California.
And there was one more. ASU has impounded 888 scooters and collected
the bird scooters. Yes.
Nearly $80,000.
So do you guys have those in your areas?
Yeah, I think I talked about bird scooters in an episode when I came back from California.
Wait, those ones where they you rent it on the app?
Yeah, ASU hates them. They're like banned everywhere. So if you've ever, well, you guys haven't been to ASU, but if you ever go to ASU, there are these like not security guards, but there's these people that like just walk around and stop people who are like on bikes or scooters, and there's like these no walk zones. So there's these guys with like walkie-talkies, and they're like, you can only walk here, and they're just like they're like little hall monitors. And they've been helping to crack down on all the little bird scooters riding around.
You should be like, it's okay, I got a pass.
If they're doing that, if they're really cracking down on that shit, then no one ever thought about like dressing up as like Gandalf and be like, "You shout out!"
They really should be a lot more effective. Well, what people end up doing is because these guys are just standing there with like walkie-talkies. They just ride really fast past them because they can't. What are they gonna do?
Oh, Piggy can run.
What are they gonna do? Like chase them down?
Yeah, right.
It's not like they have license plates.
Hey, you shouldn't be riding on here. He's like, all right, I'll meet you in detention. Zooms by.
I honestly feel bad, like whenever somebody just like starts riding their bike faster when they get flagged down. I'm like, I feel really bad for that guy trying to wave
Pierce,
him down.
you are totally one of the people who do it on the honor system, though, huh? If you got flagged down, you'd be like, oh shit, I got caught.
Oh no.
You would
I have a
not
funny
even,
story.
You would not even be a fight or flight person.
I have a funny
You
story related to that. So there's a light rail that goes to ASU as well, and that's like what I used to take to get to school.
On rail?
And after you get off the light rail, it's faster to just kind of walk over the other tracks to like get across. Nobody really wants to walk all the way down to where you're supposed to actually cross. So every day I was just doing it, not knowing that it was like illegal, even though there's like big signs that say "Do not walk across the tracks."
Wait. Say that again. You didn't know it was illegal, even though there was big.
I
signs.
just ignored the big signs. Like I didn't think it was a big deal for some reason. So one day I get out and like I'm not paying attention at all, and then there's just a bunch of like security like waiting, and then as people are crossing the tracks. The security gets out and starts getting people's IDs to ticket them, right?
There he is, right there.
Right, and so I'm in the center. I'm in the middle of this whole crowd of people like walking across. There's like me and maybe like 8 other people, and we're just like all walking across the tracks. And then all these people pop out and they're like, "Bring out your IDs! You stop! Right? And like I'm like it's early in the morning and I'm like not really awake yet, and I like don't notice it, and I just keep walking. And then, like, I walk straight through them, and I, like, turn around, and then, like, I see all these people just, like, getting ticketed, and I just walked straight through 2 security guards. They didn't even notice that I was there.
Wait,
Really?
they stopped
Yeah.
people in the middle of the tracks to give them tickets?
No, like, they were, like, hiding behind, like, the wall, so that when we crossed the tracks, they just popped out, and they were like, all right, all of you are getting ticketed. Take out your IDs.
How the fuck did you get through?
I don't know. I seriously don't know. There's two security guards right in front of me like this. They stopped 2 people on the side of me, and I just walked straight through. And then didn't even notice
They're like,
me.
it's okay. He's bringing up the grading curve. Let's let him go.
It was the
He
strangest
just
thing.
looked so average. They didn't even see
Well, I
him.
couldn't believe it happened. I like turned around and I
he
was
just
like,
pulled a fucking Trojan horse. That's what that's called.
I turned around and I was like, what the heck? Everyone's getting in trouble. Oh, I didn't know.
Dude, you totally look like the rat right there. I just want you to know.
Probably. He was in on it.
Everybody was like, he fucking told on us. That
I pull out my walkie-talkie. Good job, guys.
Stand down, blue team. We got him.
It's a $150 fine too. So
Holy!
I did not have $150.
Damn, you're about to. You're about to be rolling.
Damn.
Anyway, fuck, man. I really just don't want to go.
I kind of don't want to go either. Let's keep on.
Is that weird? Is that weird that I just don't want to go?
You just having
dude,
too much fun?
The last show of the year. Let's keep it going, dude.
It's the last. Not only
Let's
is
talk
it
about
the
next
last
season
show
and stuff
of the year, but we're gonna take some time off, right?
Yeah.
So what? How long are we taking off before we come back? What do you guys think?
5 months.
We'll start back in. I might be gone
5
for like
months?
a month and a half. Now that I think about
Oh
it.
shit, you will be.
Wait,
He's gonna be in the academy training.
So I might have a replacement for a while
No.
if we start.
Have
in
you
January.
seen me run tech? You don't want that to happen.
Wait. When?
It depends if I go out of state or not.
Show.
Say that again, David.
The first show of this, the very first episode of season 1.
It was sometime in February. Yeah,
We could probably get away with it again, right? I like having this 2 seasons per year.
Yeah.
I kind of dig that. I don't know about
That
you.
feels like a long break. What am I going to
Couple
do every
months,
Sunday?
Month?
Yeah, dude. I have no life, right? Like this is my.
Josh is literally going to
escape.
sit there like.
What's funny is
I'm
like.
gonna sit here in front of my computer.
I can't do it.
What's funny is like
I'm
I
gonna sit
had
in front of
nothing
my
to do
computer and
any
just
of
be
these Sundays, so like every time we had the show, I was like, oh, now I have stuff to do. And now everybody hits me up on Sundays trying to figure out what I'm doing, and I'm like, nobody ever hits me up on Sundays trying to figure out what to do on a Sunday.
Sunday's the Lord's Day, so I don't really do anything.
So what's gonna
Dude,
happen?
I think.
Except for cuss and drink, just like you would on the Lord's Day. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers, Jesus. Happy birthday.
Fuck. Yeah. So we'll take we'll do it tentatively a month off. So we might take the month of January off. Most likely, we'll start back in February. We're gonna do some stuff in between. We'll do a Jack box. Is that what's called? Jack pack? Jack box?
Yeah.
It's my dick in the box.
The you don't know Jack stuff. You guys, I just want to thank everybody for their support, man. It was around November of last year, I think. Yeah. Give yourself a hand.
Not only is it end of
Amazing.
season 2, but it's the end of our first year.
It was around November of last year when I decided I want to do a podcast, and I hit up Pierce, and he immediately said yes. I hit up David, and he tentatively said yes, and and I hit up Stan, and Stan was supposed to be over here in the top corner over here, and it was just going to be us four every week, us four, and a lot of shit happened. We didn't get David till episode 3. Stan never really showed up. And I think we just kind of fell into the rhythm that we're in right now. And I think any other way, it probably wouldn't got past episode 7, to tell you the truth.
As shitty as things kind of fell apart as you originally planned, the way it worked out, it just fit so well. And we just kind of went rolling with it. And we kept on rolling.
Yeah.
And look, no, dude, it's... And
we just really kind of spitballed and just developed the show that we have now. And I mean, it's changing constantly. We're always doing some new things. But yeah, fuck, dude, it's been great. And everybody we're at 120 subscribers, and we haven't even really done like a huge push. You know what I mean? Because we kind of been trying to find ourselves while we're doing it. But yeah, there's still all kinds of people that listen, that watch. There's people that are like, "Did you do an episode this week?" During our last break. Yeah. Like, no, I didn't, and like they're bummed out about it. Which means they clearly didn't listen to our latest episode because.
Dad ever watched our show yet?
Yeah, dude, tons of people, man. I have so much support from friends and family. It's fucking ridiculous. I really appreciate you guys. We have so much great stuff for season 3 planned. But yeah, if you missed any episode throughout this, don't forget iTunes, Podbeans, reach back, listen to some of our old stuff. But yeah, this is what we do it for. Just if there was, seriously, I remember when there were fucking 6 people. That's all we fucking had. 6 people watching our show. And I would have fucking done it anyway. Honestly, if there's 120, if there's 6, if there's 2, if it's like, hey mom, starting my show today, you know what I mean? And it's just my mom, just LOL the whole time, I would still fucking do this show. But, even like Jeremiah, you watch the show after the fact. He's always, I don't know if you noticed this, Pierce, because you're an admin on our YouTube channel, but Jeremiah is always commenting after the show.
Yeah.
Like he's never doing live chat. He's always commenting after. But yeah, I super fucking appreciative. We have a fucking whole team. George has done so much for the show. Bader's done so much for the show. Ricky, of course, has done all of our uploads and helped with
bringing Josh beer.
And helped with our uploads. And of course, bringing me beer all the time. That's her job.
I gotta give him props sometimes,
Yeah. Nathan's done so much for the show too. Once we got him on board, second season. So fucking great. Jeremiah, of course, our artist that honestly, I used to be the fucking go-to, Jeremiah. I used to be the go-to. People were like, hey, you need something drawn? Go to Josh. But now, I hang up the pen.
I feel bad. You know what though? Your calligraphy is amazing.
Yeah, but you haven't seen David's calligraphy. He's better than me.
His or mine?
Ooh, I don't know.
David's is really good.
No, David. So David used an actual.
He has it ready. It's under the table. He's waiting for this moment.
Jeremiah means my script. So my handwriting is way better. Look at that, dude.
Oh, see, that's awesome.
So my actual handwriting
that's awesome.
is
Thank you.
David's
Wait, like my handwriting? I think I got something.
Not your capital letter writing. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
No, never mind. Anyway, I'm talking about script.
Oh, okay.
Oh shit! I have a segment I completely skipped. You guys want to do this real quick?
It's going on longer.
You guys want to do this real quick?
What is it?
It's a segment called Keep in Touch.
I kind of want to pass and go get that burrito that I have in the fridge that I want to eat right now.
Oh my god!
All right. Well, David's being a little bitch, so we're not going to do it. Not gonna do it, everybody.
David ruined season 2.
Finish on a low note.
But we have plenty of things planned for next season.
Let me tell you. I'm gonna tell you what Keep in Touch was.
Go for it.
Since it's the holiday season, I think we really need to keep in touch with strangers, right? With people that we have in our contact list that we maybe haven't reached out to. You know what I'm saying?
It's for a reason.
So keep in touch. What happens is you pull out your contact list on your phone and you scroll up and down until somebody says stop. Shit. I scrolled out of
random?
it. Until somebody says stop, and then I stop and I click. Boom, I clicked on somebody. And then after you click on that person, you guys tell me what to text them. And if I decide that I will text them, then I'm going to text them. If I say no, I have to drink. But either way, whether you do or don't, you say who the person is or at least what their relationship is to you. So like, oh yeah, that was my boss. That's why I can't send that. You know, that type of shit.
Dude, you know half the time the numbers I get are when I'm drunk, so I don't remember anybody.
You mean half of the time the numbers you get are fake from girls?
Yeah.
It's totally my number. Okay, I'm going to text you right now real quick so you have my... No, my phone's dead. It's dead. I lost it.
I don't have a phone. Yeah, so...
All right, fine. Mr. David's being a little bitch about it, so we'll do it another time. But I think it's a fucking great concept. You guys, yeah. You guys.
You think Mickey Mouse has got these little beep-boop-bop-bops on his head?
So, Pierce, what are the Jack boxes about before we go? Let's talk about that.
The Jack boxes are just these party game packs that is released by this company. Me and my siblings, including Josh, used to play this when we were like way younger on the
siblings, including Josh.
Oh,
that's right.
Why do you have to specify including me?
Like you weren't.
And it started out as this
me, you, and Jessica.
Yes,
Those are the three that played.
Me, you, and Jessica. Yes. So we played this on the CDs when they came out. We had it on PlayStation, I think, as well.
Yeah, I remember playing it on the computer a lot.
Yeah, it was on the computer.
I had like W and you had X and Jessica had P.
Yeah, and it was called You Don't Know Jack, and it started out as a trivia game, but fast forward to now, they have these new party packs that they come out with, and it's a little bit similar, kind of the same vibe, but they have all these little party games that they have on there. So we're going to have the team on during the off season. We'll figure out some games to play. A couple other things for next season too is that we're going to start multi-streaming onto Facebook, as well as
for season 2.
For season 3. I don't know if I said season 2 or not.
I think you said before season 2 is up. I think that's what you said.
But yeah, we're going to be multiple streaming onto Twitch and Facebook, as well as we'll still be on YouTube. And we're going to have a Patreon as well. So I'll work on getting that started for us so that we'll have some exciting things planned for that. We've had some talks about it already about what we're going to do. One of the things that we really want to do is have a post-show chat. So those of you who are supporting us, you come chat with us and ask us questions. If we have like any notable people on, you could ask them questions you've always wanted to ask.
What I don't mean to interject, but what this means is if we have somebody like Michael Goff on the show, if you're in a certain tier of our Patreon subscribers, after our show's over, we'll add you to the Skype, and then you actually come on Skype and talk to our guest. So and us after the show and hang out after the show. So I think it's gonna be really cool. We're gonna have tons of other rewards like, you know, some handwritten postcards and a T-shirt and all kinds of other stuff, depending on the level of subscription you have. And it's really just going to support our show, helping it get better, getting better headphones for me and David and Pierce, and better mic for David, maybe even a computer one of these days, you know, moving into the 21st century. But it's all things that's going to go to the show. You know, we already put a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of money into the show. So anything that comes through Patreon is going right back into the show. You know, we need money for beer, basically. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I think it's going to be great. We have a lot of awesome things coming. Stay tuned while we're on our off season. Stay tuned to our Facebook, because we're primarily going to be operating through the Facebook. I'm going to be cutting some clips. So if there's any episodes you missed, during this off time, I'm going to cut some clips too and show you some highlights on our YouTube channel. But it's going to be fucking great. Super excited about it. What'd you say, David?
Well, it's just me being stupid, and it's like all the.
It's mostly David. Yeah. like David spelling cinnamon.
It still haunts me. I'm like synonyms.
So Drew James asked, when does season 3 start? We're thinking sometime the beginning of February, but stay tuned to our Facebook. That's facebook.com/the Speakeasy Gentleman, and we'll let you guys know. All right, hey Jer Bear, how about reading us out, buddy?
No, I'm not comfortable with this.
You don't know how to read either, huh?
I can't read. Yeah, thanks for watching. Like and comment. Do all that subscription stuff down below. Definitely follow us on the Facebook and Instagram at the Speakeasy Gentleman.
Hey, on season 3, can we work on making that bottom part bigger so people can read it?
No, we're gonna add more lines to it and make it smaller and smaller. Smaller and smaller.
It's gonna shrink more and more.
Again, find audio for all episodes on iTunes and Podbean. Go back and listen to some old episodes. They're super funny. Let us know what you think on Facebook.
A month to catch up.
Thank you guys.
Oh yeah.
By
the way, no, hold on.
Yeah,
Merry Christmas. Happy 2019. I'll do some other fucking promos and shit for New Year's and shit. Yeah, let's do that. Let's get drunk. Let's get drunk some other times and not call it a show. How about that?
Yeah.
All right.